Hello, you guys. Shoot Us God here. This is part three and hopefully the last of the 9 reasons we should trust the accounts in the Gospels and the New Testament writings about Jesus Christ and his saints. Please watch the first 2 videos. The number 6 reason we should trust our New Testament writers is because they include more than 30 historically confirmed people in their writings. Okay? Now, we can know and trust that the New Testament documents were not invented because they contain too many historically confirmed characters, and this would have blown their credibility with their contemporary audience. Because if they were implicating real people in a fictional story, especially people with great notoriety and power, they could just they could just they could expose them even. And by the way, this information, these 9 points are from a book by Norman L. Geisler and Frank Turek called "I Do Not Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist." So that's these points in it. And I expanded on some of them. But like I said, there's no way the New Testament writers would have gotten away with writing outright lies about Pontius Pilate, High Priest Caiaphas, Festus, Felix, and the entire Herodian bloodline, King Herod's bloodline. Somebody would have exposed them for falsely implicating these people in events that never occurred. Y'all just understand, people wanted Christianity to be a bad or fake religion. They would have jumped at the chance to expose them as lies. But they didn't have nothing to jump at because everything was truth. You can't jump at the truth. Okay? So because the New Testament writers knew their lying would implicate them, that's why they told the truth. If they were lying, they wouldn't have included so many prominent real people in a fictional story that was intended to deceive. They would have just been real general. They wouldn't put too much information in there. They would expose it. Again, the best explanation as to why they put so many 30 historically confirmed people in the writings is because they reported what they actually saw, what they actually experienced, what actually occurred. Number 7. Now this is a favorite among skeptics. One thing they like to mention a lot is that the 4 gospels are contradictory. There's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They say they're contradictory. They don't all say the same thing. But they're not even contradictory. They're complementary. But I'll explain that. For example, in Matthew's account at the resurrection, he said there was only one angel at the tomb of Jesus, while John mentions 2 angels. Now, is this a contradiction that blows the credibility of Matthew and John? Absolutely not. The opposite is true. These divergent details actually strengthen the case that they were eyewitnesses. These 2 angel accounts are not contradictory at all. It's not like Matthew said there was absolutely only one angel at that tomb. If you hear otherwise, you hear there was none or 2 or more, that's a lie. He never said that. He just said he saw one. He just said he saw one. Now, a critic would have to only add one more word to make it contradict John's gospel. Matthew said one. He didn't say only one. Now, also, angels, they're invisible to some people anyway. Maybe one exposed himself to Matthew, and maybe 2 exposed himself to John. That's easy. I mean, if you're seeing angels, what's so miraculous about one appearing to you and 2 appearing to me? Anyway, like I said, it didn't contradict. The point was that there were angels at the tomb. How does that contradict? That's the same. There's angels at the tomb. He was resurrected. Now, you might wonder why Matthew did this. And this is how the author of this book said it. It's for the same reason why 2 newspaper reporters who are covering the same story can choose to include different details in their story. 2 independent eyewitnesses rarely see all the same details in their stories and will never describe an event in exactly the same words. Me and my sister could be at a concert, and we would not tell you all the exact details. If we did, I'm gonna tell you what that's called. I'm gonna tell you that in a few seconds. 2 independent eyewitnesses rarely see all the same details in their stories. So they're 2 different people. They focus on different things. They record the same major event, Jesus rose, the major event, resurrection, but they may differ on the minor details. For example, how many angels were present at the tomb. As a matter of fact, if these 2 men, Matthew and John, were on the stand in a court of law and gave the same exact account, the judge will assume that they have used collusion, what they call that. The witnesses getting together beforehand to make sure that their stories agree. So this is what atheists, I guess they think, should have happened. Okay, are you saying that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John had got together because the gospel is not written at the same time, written at different times? Then the guys all 4 in the room got to get, hey, That's like a lie about Jesus Christ. I'm gonna put this in here. You put two of them for one. If they were gonna lie, they have put the same exact, everyone would have the same thing verbatim. How come the gospels are different lengths, different wording, different details included? Obviously they weren't trying to deceive and lie. They were telling what they really experienced. They were telling their truth. So obviously we can know that they were telling the truth. They were not trying to make up a story. So we see that this gives the accounts even more credibility. This means they certainly weren't trying to pass off the lie as truth. Ironically, the New Testament is not contradictory, as many claim, but the critics are contradictory. The critics say that the Synoptic Gospels, which are Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the first three, are too uniform to be independent sources. They say they're too similar. But on the other hand, they say there are too divergent to be telling the truth. What's it going to be, critics? Which one? These three Gospels are actually perfectly in. All right, and then actually, this is very interesting to me. A man named Simon Greenleaf, the Harvard law professor who wrote the standard study on what constitutes legal evidence, credited his own conversion from atheism to Christianity as having come from his careful examination of the gospel witnesses. If anyone knew the characteristics of genuine eyewitness testimony, it was this guy, Simon Greenleaf. He concluded that the four gospels would have been received in evidence in any court of justice without the slightest hesitation. So if this guy believes it, then I don't need much more convincing of how convincing these testimonies were. Case closed. So thanks for watching. I'll have the next video. Bye bye.